Hey guys, what's going on? It is Chris here. Anyway, today we are going to be looking at our first MLB slate of the season. Going to break it down for you guys a little bit. I'm going to break down a lot of numbers just so you guys can kind of get used to it. So this is for the guys that really want to get into it, so keep that in mind. If you don't really care, you just want to know some of the stacks, I'll let you guys know at the end of the video. But basically, it's not going to be like NBA. We're actually going to get into a ton of stats, and that's how baseball is. Really got to get into stats. Basketball is pretty easy, right? A high total, boom, usually pick a couple guys from that game. So it's a little bit different here. But like I said, we have been doing absolutely good on MLB here recently. Like I said, 4 or 5 day win streak that we got going on for you. So would love for you guys to come join us. Anyway, this was last night. We scored a 169.8. Not too shabby for us. Had a pretty solid team overall. And like I said, everybody won. So pretty good money once again. So come join us. Would love to have you. Like I said, this was NBA. One in the 50-50s, but cash games just did not work. But like I said, overall, both sports have been doing very well for us. So check out our Twitter down there below, and we'll get you guys all set up. Message us on there, and yeah. So I'm not gonna go through every game like NBA because that would take like 35 minutes. So we're just going to skip through some of the games here. Some of these games I'm going to go in depth on the pitchers and stuff like that. But sorry, we're going to go through all the games, but only some of them we're going to go in depth to. All right, my bad. All right, anyway, we got Domingo Herman taking on Dean Kramer. So if you guys don't know, Baltimore really sucks. Yankees bats have not been that great last couple games. They've been a little bit better. So let's go look at Kramer. Sorry, Kramer. My goodness. Let's go look at the stats for this dude. Um, so I'm going to tell you what a lot of these important things mean. ERA, that's basically how many runs he gives up per game. We got WHIP, walks plus hits inning pitch, basically how many hits and walks he gives up per inning. His K rate, obviously how many. His strikeout percentage is at like 28%, so that's not too bad. Swing strike percentage 8.7, walk rate 12, ground ball rate 43, fly ball rate 30. So obviously, the higher the fly ball is, that means there's a potential of more home runs. Uh, Average exit velo. So obviously, the higher the exit velo, the better it is for the hitters, right? Hard contact. That just means how many balls are getting hit hard. Walva is more like how many hits are going up. ISO is more power, pure power, like home runs and stuff like that. So, anyway, that's basically me explaining it there. So, um, yeah, I mean, overall, not too bad. Walva at 393 here. Let me see what else we got going on. Opponent is hitting 292 Walva and a 144 ISO. So, Yankees, like I said, they're kind of struggling right now. I mean, I still don't mind them maybe in a couple, but overall, they probably get 3 to 4 runs here, maybe a little bit more. Like I said, this guy's been struggling a little bit, but Yankees haven't been that great either. So he might get a couple. Also, he also has a couple walks as well. Domingo, not really too into him here. I think Baltimore could get a couple runs off him as well. Washington and Toronto. Steven Matz could do half decent here. Actually, on paper, Washington's not too bad here against lefties. Let me go look. I gotta go look through all these guys. My bad. All right, so let's go look at the opponents here. I know there's a ton of stats. Okay, so right here, we have a 358 Walva, WRC plus 124. So that just means how many weighted runs are being created, and then a 23% K rate here as well. Sorry, a 293 overall Wolva with a 114 ISO. So on paper, they could get a couple of hits here, but also they're not going to hit for a ton of power. Their K rate's at 23.3, and Matt's is at 27.2. So overall, I think he's probably going to get you about 35, 40 points here at 9.3, which you kind of see here. That's how he's been doing all year, not really going deep into games. Not a crazy K rate, so I'm not too into it. Erica Fetty. On the other hand, I think you could definitely look at a couple of Toronto bats in that one. Moving on over here, we got Tyler Glass now. Oakland has been one of the hotter teams. They won, what, 12 or 13 in a row. They did cool off a little bit here recently. Glasnow did get absolutely rocked his last time out, but on paper, man, this guy is still a very good pitcher. This guy is a 39.7% K rate, definitely one of the highest out there. Obviously, DeGrom's a little above him, but not bad. Ground ball and fly ball rates about the same, 39 and 42, so that's not bad. Velo's at 88.7, which is okay. Hard contact's not it's not bad, not great. 41, Walvo 191, slugging's only 215. So basically, this guy should be striking out quite a bit. Like I said, Oakland is a pretty good team overall. As you see here, 307 Walva, 169 ISO. So they do have a little bit of power in them. Do strike out about 24.3. So not a bad option. 40-45 for Tyler Glass now here. Like I said, he did not do good against Toronto. Not Toronto. Who was it? It was Toronto. He only had 33. So he struck out 10, but gave up 5 earned runs, unfortunately. So, and as you see here, has a little bit of a walk issue. But besides that, man, he should be a pretty good play. It's going to be him and Carlos Rondon as the two top owned players out there. Cole Irvin, on paper, he could get hit up a little bit from Tampa. Tampa's offense is really not that great. Maybe 4 or 5 runs here. I could see putting him a little mini stack in a GPP for Tampa here. Irving in his last 2 games, he's been looking good, but he's been playing Detroit and Baltimore, 2 really bad teams. Like I said, Tampa's not the greatest hitting team either, but they do have a little bit more power than those other guys. So maybe a one-off stack with Tampa. Chicago and Atlanta here. We got Yano. I don't know how to say this dude's name. Anyway, he is at $7,900 in this one. Let's go look at his stats. Definitely a little bit of a GPP play in this one. He has a 29.8% K rate. That's pretty good. Walk rate's at only a 4.8, so he's not going to give up a ton of walks. Let me go look. Really bad thing about him, he has a 50% hard contact rate. So a little worried about that at Walva. So that basically means he's not going to give up a ton of home runs, but he might get in trouble in a couple innings, give up a couple hits, and that could lead to 2 to 3 runs here. So that's the only thing I'm really worried about. Chicago actually has a pretty good ISO at a 184, but their K rate's at 27.7. So and he had a 29.8, so I think he could have a pretty good one here. Last time he did face Chicago, he wasn't too great, but I could see about 6 to 8 strikeouts here in this one. So at 7-9, if you're trying to get some big bats in there, because like I said, everyone's going to go Glasnow and Carlos Rondon, so I don't mind him a little bit. Don't mind a couple Atlanta guys against Kyle Hendricks. So you got your Ozuna, your Acuna, Freeman. Don't mind a couple of those guys. Hendricks not looking too great this year. Not sure if this game plays. I don't really have a ton in this game anyway. Avado, I'm not sure if that's how you say his name. He could be worth a GPP play, but only went 4.2 innings, so I'm not too into him. LA and Texas here. I don't mind Alex Cobb either. I don't think a ton of people are going to have him here. Overall, his numbers aren't bad. He has a really bad ERA, but xFIP's at a 2.36. Whip's a little high, so he does walk a couple there. He has a 30% K rate. I guess he only has a 7% walk rate, but 30% K rate. Good thing here, only a 15% fly ball rate, so he shouldn't get a home run hit off him here. I definitely don't mind that one at all. And then also Texas has a 28.8% K rate. So, yeah, man, I mean, low key, I really like Alex Cobb here in some GPPs. Had a bad one against Houston, but Texas is not as great as Houston is, obviously. So, yeah, 8,000, I think you could definitely give him a look if you're trying to go a little bit cheaper. Here is the guy that I think a lot of people are going to go to is Carlos Rondon. He has an absolutely very good matchup for him. He has a .47 ERA, whip at a .68, so he does not strike out a ton, walk a ton. 32% K rate there. Obviously, Glasnow has a little bit better. Let me go see here. His wobble's only at a 185, so does not give up that many hits. Slugging's only 145. So Glasnow may give up maybe 1 or 2 home runs. That's the only thing you're worried about. But Rondon, he's definitely a kind of a ground ball pitcher there. And if we go look at the opponent, Detroit Tigers, 276 Walva, 77 runs created here. with a 28% K rate. So basically, meaning they're not that great. They're not that good with runners in scoring position. So Rondon, definitely your guy. He just threw a no hitter just a little bit ago against Cleveland. Got to put him in there quite a bit. Had a couple issues with walks there, but overall, I think he should be pretty good to go here. We got Greinke and Justin Dunn. Don't mind Greinke. I'm not going to go into his stats, but overall, he's not too bad. K rate's not the greatest, but he is a ground ball pitcher. He should get you about 35-40 in this one at 9K. I think Cobb has a little bit more upside, so that's where I would go there. On the other side, I don't mind a couple Houston guys taking on Justin Dunn. You know, your Correas, your Bregmans, and guys like that. San Diego taking on Arizona. Taylor Wider. I'm not sure how you say it, but overall, San Diego is pretty good, but their stats don't look crazy good. So I'm not gonna stack any of these teams here. Ryan Weathers, I don't really we don't have a ton on that guy, so I'm not really going to go either way there. And then Colorado and San Francisco to end the night here. We got Alex Wood and Marquez. So another one, I think a late night hammer, which I don't think a lot of people are going to have him, is Alex Wood. Price came up a little bit, but I got to look at the dude for sure. 0.75 ERA, whip at a 0.42, solid K rate, 27.5. Really good walk percentage, only 2.5. So he's looking good. 63% ground ball, 18% fly ball rating. Hard contacts only at 28. So no one's really hitting this guy at all. Walva, shoot, I think it's like there it is, 158. So yeah, man, overall not too bad. Rockies can at times be a pretty good offense. They have a 304 Walva and a really good ISO with a 179. So they could hit some bombs, but like I said, his fly ball rate was not that great. Sorry, is really great. Plus, they're playing in San Francisco, which helps them out quite a bit as well. So, yeah, I mean, I think he's worth a look. I still think Cobb is a pretty good play, but that's what we're looking at there. So let's go recap here real quick. I know, like I said, it's not my normal video, but I wanted to show you guys some stats, so I'm just not randomly picking people. We got Rondon and Glasnow. I'd probably take Carlos Rondon over Glasnow. A little worried about Rondon's walks, unfortunately, but like I said, hopefully since he's facing some younger guys. There's a couple of guys on there, but some younger guys. Hopefully, he can get the best of them there. Moving on to like the mid range, Greinke's in a good spot. Like I said, I really do like Alex Wood. Colorado does have some power to him, so I'm a little hesitant on that one. And Alex Wood's not a massive strikeout guy. Like I said, he's more of a ground ball pitcher. Might get 5 or 6 strikeouts, so that may limit his upside just a little bit. He did face a very young Miami team that strikes out a ton. So 8-8 could be a little much to spin. Like I said, I really do like Alex Cobb here at 8K. Yono or Yana, however you say his name, solid option as well. Both those guys are in pretty good spots. And then going down here, really don't like anyone at all. Anyway, the stacks to pick on, don't mind a couple Toronto guys against Erica Fetty. Casey Mize, Chicago, they haven't been great. Plus, they're getting a little injured right now. They got a couple guys on the injured list, but on paper, they're in a half decent spots like Moncada, Anderson, Jose Abreu. Like I said, a couple guys against Justin Dunn. Maybe a couple Yankees, but they've just been so bad. And as you saw their stats, they're not great, but anything can happen here against Baltimore. GPP stack, maybe two or three guys against the Yankees here. Kyle Hendricks, like I said, I do like an Atlanta stack. Maybe a couple Angels against Dan Dunning. We didn't really go look at Dan Dunning much. Anyway, he started the year off pretty well. He's still not too bad. Only has a 24% K rate, so not that great. Fly ball rate to ground ball, like I said, more of a kind of a ground ball pitcher. Has a 91 exit velo, so he could definitely get hit. He's a 49% hard contact rate, so Yeah, man, it looks like when they are hitting the ball, they're hitting it pretty well off him. So yeah, I don't mind a couple Angels. Rendon, he's been struggling, but Rendon, like Upton, Fletcher, Iglesias, a couple guys like that, obviously, and Mike Trout. So that's kind of what we're looking at in that one. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I know it's going a little bit more in depth into it, and some of the percentages and numbers are a little confusing because most of us just don't really look into it. But I wanted to show you guys, just to show you what I look at every day when I'm doing my MLB. So I'm not just randomly picking people. We're like I said, going really in depth into it and picking the best possible stacks and players for you guys. So that is it. Hopefully it helped you guys out. If you have any questions on who to pick or anything like that, or what the heck anything means, just message me on my Twitter and be like, hey, hey Chris, I don't exactly know what Walva means. Can you get into it a little bit more, or anything like that? And I'll definitely help you guys out because, like I said, baseball's a little confusing for sure. Um, but yeah, that is mostly it. So, all right, guys. Once again, thanks for watching. If you guys want to get in on MLB and NBA, all you need to do hit us up on our Twitter in the comment section below. Like I said, scored a 169 last night in MLB, and that would have cashed everywhere, even in tournaments as well. So right here is all your information. If you guys want to get signed up, this is what you got to do. Hit us up on our Twitter, message us, pick whatever you guys want, and we'll get you guys set up right away. And like I said, a lot of people that have been signing up in the last couple days have already been making their money back. So give us a shot. We'd love to have you for sure. All right, guys, that's it. Let me know if you guys like MLB, if you want me to continue it or not. Give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. Like I said, little sloppy for me in the beginning, but that's how it is with MLB. So many numbers and stuff like that. So, all right, guys. Once again, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. See you guys a little bit later on.